Right.
Yay.
Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go for it.
All right, do it.
There we go.
So masteries are going to represent a bit of endgame progression. You can earn mastery points by finding places in the world, kind of like Nellie's flown over to right here. And you can earn them from adventures. You can earn them from story steps. And each of the points that you earn in mastery lets you start working towards getting a new ability. Gliding and improving gliding are some of those abilities. So Nellie just hopped off there and nearly missed it.
Yep.
You can get abilities along the gliding line, like thick wings, that'll help your glider be a lot stronger in the winds, and they can fly even further without burning your endurance bar as quickly. You can get abilities like updraft use, which later on as we develop this map more, you'll start seeing updrafts, things like that you can fly over, and they'll shoot you up in the air and get you to places that you weren't able to get to before.
Those are really, really handy, I've found, because when you are kind of new at this, honestly, you're going to suck at this. I have found from personal experience.
I die a lot.
I die all your endurance is going to run out, and if you hit those updrafts, they completely give you a boost, and you're back up there, and you're okay, and you won't die.
Absolutely.
Now as soon as you go into this area, you start off with a mastery point. You get one for just entering, don't you?
Yeah, we want to give you that first one and show you the system right off the bat so that you know it's something you're earning as you're playing through the expansion. We don't want you to have to play through it and then do another set of progression. And that ties into another goal we've had with the system, in that, you get your first point, you earn your first abilities, and then every character on your account has those abilities.
Yep.
So you don't have to grind endlessly on every account. We really want to respect the player's time, and we want to make it feel like I earned this thing and I don't need to go back and earn it again. I just have it, and it's great.
I love account-bound things.
Yeah.
I really do too. Okay, now I'm going to play off of that and just shamelessly lead you toward another point that I'm kind of jazzed about. I have been playing hardcore since shortly before launch. I think a couple of other people have.
Maybe.
What about all that?
So we're actually rolling out the mastery
That
system
really was shameless.
in Maguma, but we're also rolling it into Old Tyria. So there are, some lines that will give you some advantages in the old world content, and you'll want to earn those. One of them specifically will
Precursor.
yeah, you'll be able to unlock collections that
That's the one I want.
eventually
That's the
lead
one I
to
want.
earning a precursor.
Yep.
So yeah, we're giving things in all aspects of the game, and the ones that come out with Heart of Thorns aren't the only ones that you'll see. This is a system that we can add on to as we release content through Living World, through future updates, things like that. This is kind of one of our major pillars for how we see the game going forward.
Yeah, I am really, really excited about that. I'm glad to see that Nellie's in game. We're over here going, talk about the precursor. I'm going to make it like a 72-point font on our notes.
I just want this expansion to come out sooner than later so I can do the precursor.
Yeah, I am really,
It's
really
completely
excited about
self-centered driven.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm okay with that. I like having my end-game goals.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about the gliding mastery line. We've got. You can jump on a mushroom.
Can I jump on a mushroom? All right. I won't do it now.
A lot of stuff to tell.
All right,
Man,
all right.
You are terrible.
I know. I just got very excited.
I want you to jump on a mushroom too. It's okay. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the gliding mushroom, and then Nellie, or look what you've
Gliding
done.
abilities.
I've ruined the
You've
script.
ruined everything.
Inception.
I'm sorry.
You just fly around with your gliding.
Okay, I'm just going to fly around.
You just fly around and show us pretty things.
I will fly us into our certain death.
This
So-
does not seem like it's going to end well. So, okay, the gliding mastery line. Jeez. You guys have just had a number of goals that you were working on and things that you wanted to make sure you accomplished while you were doing this. And I'm going to talk about how it's fun as Nellie just dies horribly. That's
as
fantastic.
I
Thanks,
die.
man.
Okay, I can go back. Yay.
Go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, we with gliding, we really wanted to play on a sense of freedom, and you can see in the world is like in the background, a lot of that is explorable space, and there's a lot of vertical space in the map, and so. With gliding and with mushrooms, we wanted to give players tools to really explore that. And gliding, you can jump off of really tall things, land, and you can start getting tricky with it too. You might have seen it earlier. Nellie released her glider for a second and then caught it again. Lets you kind of precision aim where you're gliding. And
should I jump off again just for fun?
Yeah, go for it. It's fun.
Yeah, I can't do that yet. Now you were talking about the, going a little bit further.
All right.
You can get better at it.
Yep.
She's better than me, and there's room for improvement.
Just takes practice.
It does take practice. You were talking about some of the advancements in the masteries, like thick wings, so you can go farther and you can get to even more places that you didn't get to before.
That first point out there, we've got some things unlocked right now, so you may not be able to fly quite like this distance right off the bat, but that first point out on the branch when we first started, that requires thick wings to get to it. You need that extra distance in your glider to be able to collect all the points, and it's kind of this fun reward loop where you get an ability, you can use that ability to get another point, and you can use that to get another ability that'll then lead to another ability you couldn't get to before.
I like this so much.
It's really like that kind of Metroidvania thing of, what do I do to get through that door? Oh, now I have that thing. I can try it.
Oh,
look, I got through the door.
I was close. Darn it. I'm trying.
It's great too, because we spent a lot of time brainstorming what would be cool in the maps and how I could support it in the system and what we would do content side. And
how crazy can we make it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Nellie's been working on the maps, and she still can't make some of the jumps.
Yep.
So
what Nellie is showing you actually is the summary of my Heart of Thorns gameplay so far. It's a lot of jumping and shouting. And
yes. Oh yeah. No, there is
words
definitely
that I can't say on the show. And then updrafts. Updrafts are really, really fun, and I look forward to you guys seeing updrafts because there was just this enormous sense of triumph when you're almost. I mean, there's just this much left in your endurance bar, and
you just
just make it the updraft, and you're all good. That is going to be available at the PAX East demo.
I think so, yeah.
If you are playing at PAX East, look for that. It's really, really obvious. You'll be able to tell what it is. All right, so there was something you wanted to do, Millie?
Maybe I would like to use a jumping mushroom. Maybe.
Okay, geez, you can jump on a mushroom.
I derailed the whole show just to come over here and.
I mean, I don't know why you didn't stay by the mushroom. Okay, there we go.
So
let's talk about
we
that.
had talked about places you can get to only by having an ability. So this is a plateau that you couldn't get to before unless you had the jumping mushroom ability, and it's a whole center of an event. So there are events that you can't 100% or get gold without having some of the abilities. With the mushroom line in particular, there are things like speed mushrooms that'll help you with race adventures and things like that. We have these healing mushrooms that we're using in some of the harder encounters that you need to time when you're going to use the healing mushroom to get rid of a condition or get rid of a huge chunk of damage you've taken from a boss that you would just eat it otherwise.
Can I ask how hard it was not to eat a mushroom and do like make you bigger, make you smaller?
It was pretty hard. we talked about
That's
it.
just, yeah.
Yeah, we definitely did some Alice in Wonderland exploration.
All right, so you start with jumping, but it's not just like, okay, the entire mastery ability line is jumping.
Yeah, no, like I said, there are things like the speed mushrooms that'll help you move really quickly. There's the healing mushroom that'll help you cure conditions and things like that. There are different mushrooms that will help you with your skill recharge. So, we can use that in all kinds of ways. The idea behind it isn't necessarily to give you like a hotbar thing, but to give you something in the world that we can use as a content tool, and it can kind of play off of your strategies in overcoming some of the challenges that we're setting you up
So
to
much
face.
fun. I don't have a good enough view to see if you're going to be able to clear that. And I like how your entire background
Nope, not even close.
So
But
actually,
look, you saved yourself.
a little bit.
That's
until
another.
I go off into the.
How well is this going to end?
It's not going to end well.
That's another ability we have in place. There's that delay for your glider opening, and
is this just to freak me out?
yeah, yeah. So
Thanks,
you can absolutely.
That's awesome.
You can start getting better at deploying your glider and things like that. So you feel more mastery with using the glider as you go on.
That's fantastic.
But I mean, we've talked a lot about the exploration and things like that. But there are other lines that we're introducing to the game. There are some races that you'll run into that are like they're friendly races, and you can start learning their language. And by learning their language, you can trade with them. You can discover new areas in the world that were blocked off by maybe the runes and sigils that they've taught you how to use.
So it's not just, hey, here's masteries to get around, and the
Yeah.
end.
Yep.
No, we're trying to encompass a lot of the points that we feel are important in PvE, like lore and exploration and combat. And I've talked about encounter abilities, and those some quick examples of what some of the lore abilities can be. And you're seeing some of the exploration abilities.
Oh, and
I
you're seeing
like
me
the
die.
exploration. So it goes beyond the jumping, and we talked about that a little bit. And it's cleared out. Do you want to grab that and fire down there as long as it's just hanging out for the heck of it? I know I just totally went off script, but it's there. We may as well do it because I was playing with it earlier.
I'm
and it was
invisible.
Oh, sorry.
Nope,
I've
it's all right.
ruined everything.
Let's see if I can do it. Am I doing the right thing? Oh, I'm killing stuff.
Sweet.
Yeah, take out those dragon heads.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Nellie. I just totally put you on the spot.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Everybody can see what a terrible player I am. It's all good. Oh, see, that was pretty awesome. I actually want to shoot more stuff now.
And you can fly more or jump on the mushroom. if
Okay,
you like
sorry,
to.
yeah, see,
And then Dave and I will talk about other masteries for down the road that we would really like to show you later on. We're going to kind of go farther into the jungle, and maybe masteries can help with some harder group content.
Yeah, absolutely. We're showing you the exploration, and I've talked kind of briefly about some of the tools we have. There's also some really difficult fights in the game. Some Mordrum guys that may be unbeatable unless you or your group have a certain mastery abilities unlocked. So, like I was saying, we want to try and keep some of that stuff thematically tied to lore. So, you may run into these new races and they'll teach you how to pierce hard Mordrum armor. And then you can overcome these challenges.
Oh, no, I gotta get away.
But it's all done under the mastery system where you're running into this challenge, you earn the points, you earn the ability, and then you can come back to that challenge and have that moment of, yes, I can do it now.
That worked out well because you did that like right as Nellie
Yeah.
jumped. I can fly. So we're also, this is kind of a good idea of how we intend to keep adding meaningful content and meaningful progression to Guild Wars 2, and not just on Heart of Thorns, but afterwards. We're not just going to add mastery lines, but we're going to keep adding mastery abilities as we move forward, which is so exciting to me as a player.
Yep. Yeah. We can continue to extend out each line. We can add new lines. We can add new points to the world. It's really giving us
stressing me out so much.
it's giving us a platform to add kind of specific things for each of the areas that we want to hit in the game without having to come up with a new profession or new trait lines or things like that. It's a great platform for us giving new tools to the players and to the content developers.
And we're also, and it's just a little thing, and you actually can't see it because we've blocked out the bottom part of your screen, but if you're already level 80, we're also going to change the number next to your name. So like Nellie's is Is it a 2?
It's a 2.
I
Yep.
can't see everything. It's like this entire area is designed to keep me from seeing the things I need to see. We'll also change the number next to your name after your level 80 to reflect your mastery level. So
Yeah, actually, as you're running around, if you have nameplates showing, you'll be able to see just how far someone is into their masteries and how many they've
That's pretty
earned.
cool.
And yeah, it's kind of bragging rights. It gives you a little bit
take
of
it.
open world leaderboard.
open world leaderboard. You might actually have to call it that now because it sounds kind of neat.
It's like when you see the World Complete Star.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is
I like
definitely a bragging rights.
Yeah. So that is kind of. Is there anything else that you want to cover, or would you like to jump on another mushroom? Are you good? Do you feel happy about your mushrooms?
I was able to jump on the mushroom the amount that I wanted, but I'll take
Okay.
it just for fun.
Did you have like a number that you? Okay. There
No,
we go.
just
You have a
fun.
mushroom quota?
Yes. Must jump on
Your
100
daily dose
mushrooms
of
a
mushroom?
day.
That sounds terrible.
That
does sound
That just
terrible.
sounds
Can't help it.
awful.
Oh, sorry, I almost fell.
All right, so while Nellie is trying not to get murdered or fall into the terrible abyss that I really need to ask you about later, by the way.
I really love the terrible abyss.
I do too.
it's
I think I'll
gorgeous.
go into it again.
So teach me
just-
the secret of
just-
loving the terrible abyss.
I mean, look at that.
That's pretty awesome and creepy.
It's awful, and I feel like there's a secret to not dying that I need you guys to tell me later.
When we get
I
off
can't
camera.
even. Yeah,
when we
I
get
can't
off camera,
even
we'll
look
tell you.
at your endurance bar for gliding. It's making me concerned.
Ah!
Okay, so